Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first Northwoods Football League Power Rankings. Decided that I think it would be kind of fun to go ahead and do a Power Rankings each week for our online Madden League, Northwoods Football League. And yeah, we're just going to jump right into it, start with 32 and work our way on up. So yeah, starting off 32, we got Joey, 0-5. Not a good start here for the season for Joey and his Oakland Raiders. Has not lost a game by less than 14 points. So every single game, 14-point or more spread. That's not good, not what you want to see. Defense needs to get themselves in check, find some balance, get some points on the board even. Something's got to change here for Joey going into week 6 and on if he wants to make a push, or we will be seeing him at pick number 1 yet again. Going up number 31, we've got the Tennessee Titans, grind season, veteran of the league. This is unusual for him to be winless through 5 games, but here we are. I know right now he's kind of on vacation, so the last game loss, it was a freebie loss, so take it as you will. But outside of that, again, not really doing a lot. His offense, bottom 5 in the league, not putting up points. He's not getting much in terms of yardage. Defensively, he's kind of middle of the pack, so he's not allowing a lot of yards. He's just giving up points, so that could be turnovers, which very well could be. I believe, if I remember correctly, last season he led the league in turnovers, or was at least top 3. So that could be playing a big part in that. And again, we'll see if he can turn it around once he gets back from vacation. We're going to see another, I think, 3 losses on his record just from vacation. So that's not ideal if you are grind season trying to make a push. So again, another one of those teams that's just going to be fighting for that number 1 spot this year, if I had to guess. Moving on, we got Jagan. He was a playoff team last year. I'm not sure what's holding him back this season, but something's not clicking, and he's not winning games. He should be. He's a great user. He's got a good offense. The Bengals are high power, great offense. He's not putting up points with them, though. He's averaging 20 points a game, which is 30th in Northwoods. It's not good. And of course, he played the Browns twice, Browns having an excellent season so far to start the year, and I think he could easily be making himself a playoff push, if not a Super Bowl run. Then another couple close games. He's played the Saints and Colts, only lost by 1 score in each of those games, and then got blown out by Houston. So we'll see if he can turn it around. If anybody out of those 0-5 teams has a chance to make the playoffs, it's Jagan, 100%. Especially like looking here, you got Davis, the Steelers. He's not doing great on this. Coming up, the Browns, obviously he's way up there. Ravens, they're kind of up there, but knowing how the Ravens user specifically has been in the past, could easily slippery slope his way back down, and Jagan find himself back in the playoffs potentially. But not trying to push anything too much there. Moving on, number 29, we got Sealy. He's got the Bills this year. He was 10-7 last year. Not sure what. Again, it's just another one of those teams having a big slip off year after a great first season, and really it's all to do with the defense. He's giving up 41 points a game, which is the worst in Northwoods. And when you're giving up 40 plus points, heck, even if you're giving up 35 points plus a game, you should not be winning those games. He's got to get something in check here, because he can't stop the run. He can barely stop the pass, and he's not putting up enough points to compete with those teams that are scoring on him. NQGito, Alex, as we know him, the Rams, he also not a great start. He joined last year with only 2 games left in the season, won both of those games, so I thought, hey, Alex is going to have a great second season. Or, well, I guess first full season, but second season. But he started off with a juggernaut of a schedule. The Bears, the 49ers, the Seahawks, and the Cowboys, all losses. All of those teams are above 500 and fighting for top spots in their divisions. His one win comes against Jaybird, the Chargers, who we're going to talk about next. He also has been competitive, but not winning competitive. Like, these games that he's losing, it's only by a score each game. Loses to the Chiefs by 3 points. Loses to the Rams by 7. Loses to the Chiefs again by 6. And then loses to the Broncos by 6. So it's not like he's losing these games bad. He's just throwing himself into tough spots offensively where he's not putting up points or he's turning the ball over. For example, Chiefs games. He's marching down. He's at the 10-yard line. He's got the ball with 45 seconds left, and he throws a pick at the goal line. Like, just things like that are holding him back from really competing for his division right now. Defensively, he's top 10 in the league. He's not allowing a lot of yards. He's not really allowing a lot of points comparative to other teams in the league. It's just those one-score games, he's coming out the wrong end of them. And yeah, moving on, we got Titan Killer. He is not much great to say about him and his team right now. He started off with a great win against Benny and the Cardinals, who Benny we'll get to later, but he's one of the top 3 defenses in the league right now. And Titan Killer squeaked out a win past him. But ever since then, it's been loss. And not that it's been bad teams. All 4 of those are great teams and 100% will be teams that are competing for a trophy at the end of the year. But if you're Titan Killer, you know you can do better. Last year, he was in the playoff hunt. I was totally expecting something similar this year, and if anybody's going to be able to turn around, I think it's going to be him. I could very well see him finishing with 9-10 wins and squeaking out a wild card spot come the end of the year. Floyd is a mixed bag because he's got a fantastic offense. He traded for Tyreek Hill in the offseason. So he's got him, he's got Tet. Like, those two together should be a high-powered offense, which some games it is. He's put up 51 points on the 49ers. Other games, it's not. He only put up 22 on the Eagles. So he's playing the game of, can I hit the deep ball? And if not, what else can I do? And right now, it's not looking like a lot. He beat his division rival, the Buccaneers, who are currently tied for top of their division. So we'll see if he can get a season turned around. Thankfully for him, he's got I'd say 5 or 6 games against teams that are on this page where he should easily squeak out those wins or at least be competitive in those games, whereas he has not been so far. Lucas, Mr. Deep Ball himself, he has been going crazy with his deep pass game. Christian Watson, insane, making crazy diving catches, beating his man. Same thing. Reed. Wow, I'm blanking on his first name, but Reed, same thing. Flying by defenders, scoring touchdowns. High-powered offense, I should say, for the most part, until you go against Miami and Chicago and put up a 6 combined points between those 2 games. But against Minnesota, put up 28. Against the Falcons, put up 44. And against the Colts, he put up 20. Well, he put up almost 60, but the game crashed. So he only put up 20 legally, so according to this. But he's putting up a lot of points, gaining a lot of yards. It's just his defense. The pass defense and the run defense, both of them, letting up big chunk plays over and over and over. So he's really got to lock in, get that defense under control, and see what he can do in the North. It's quite the battle, and it's so far anybody's division. We'll get to some more teams later, but if any division is wide open, that one is 100%. Davis, the Steelers, again, another former playoff team who just can't get it going this season. He finished really well last year, and this year just isn't finding his rhythm. I don't know what more to really say about him other than he needs to figure out a way to score points, because he's not keeping up with his opponents. He's, again, letting up a lot more points than what he's scoring. Stats don't tell a lot. He's bottom 10 in the league in every category: pass yards, rush yards, total offensive yards, run pass, defensive pass yardage, and rush defense yardage given up. He's bottom in all of those categories. The only thing he's not bottom 10 in right now is defensive points allowed, which is, I don't know, really carried by his 24-3 win against Dallas. Get rid of that game, he's giving up probably about 25 points a game. So, not great. Needs to get both sides of the ball figured out, really. Needs to score more points, needs to let up, well, I guess 18 points a game is pretty good, but in terms of where he's sitting, he needs to let up less or score more. One or the other. Faux Bronco. The Jaguars. Again, same thing as Davis, really, aside from he actually is doing well on defense. His defense is doing great. It's just that offense is not able to score once they get into range, whether it's turnovers or just not able to put touchdowns on the board and only getting field goals. Handful of games, he's keeping up with scoring. It's, again, just getting outscored. Offense is king this year, and there's not much you can really do about it. Moving on to myself, I've got unfortunate words about myself. So, me, 2-3, not great. 2-0 in the division, great. 0-3 outside of the division, all in, well, I was going to say all in one-score games. That's not true. 2 one-score games, both on game-winning field goals with 10 minus seconds left in the game. And then the last game, losing 10 points to the Eagles. Justin Jefferson is out 4 to 8 weeks now. He got hurt in the third quarter of that game. Nothing is going right for me and my Vikings. Hopefully I'm able to turn it around. I would love to. My schedule is kind of a juggernaut. I've got 7, potentially 8 playoff teams on my schedule. So we'll see if I can get that turned around or not. Moving on here, we've got Benny, and Benny is doing just fine. He's obviously, his record doesn't necessarily reflect that at only 2 wins, but he's got a top 3 defense. Points allowed, number 3 in the league. Yardage allowed, number 2 in the league. Pass yards allowed, number 1 in the league. He's got the best pass defense in the league, and he's still only got 2 wins. Teams are just running the ball on him. I don't know if he needs to figure out a different scheme on that defense to bring more guys down in the box, stop the run a little more, or keep as is and just hope he can outscore people, because, well, he also isn't putting up points. He's bottom 3 in every offensive category. So, at the end of the day, defense wins championships, but you need offense to support if you are going to lean on that defense. Jacob and the Chiefs, he's doing fine. Unfortunately, he's at the bottom of the 3-2 teams, purely because 2 of his wins are both against the Chargers, who are 1-4. So, can't really give him much credit more than that. He's doing great on defense, but again, 2 of the 5 games have been against the bottom 5 teams. So what are we going to see when we actually get into his juggernaut schedule coming up? He's got the Patriots, who are 4-1. He's got the Broncos, who are 4-1. And then he's got the Jets, who are 3-2. So those 3 games, I think, will be very telling of who he actually is this year, whether those 2 games against the Chargers were flukes or they are legit great wins that he can translate into more wins. And one of those losses of his comes against Dustin and the Dolphins, who he's had a very roller coaster season, shuts out the Packers 31-0, but then loses to the Patriots 10-38. Like, that consistency is not there for him right now. It's just a roller coaster of up and down. And I think what's helping him a lot right now is that defense of his. He's not allowing a lot in the run game. His pass defense, middle of the pack, but like they're holding good enough where he's top 5 in points allowed per game, which great. Offensively though, Shedeur Sanders struggling again in the pass game. I thought maybe we'd see a little more development going into this year with Shedeur and that pass game getting a little more explosive, but trading away Tyreek Hill, only getting Xavier Legette and a couple of picks back, it's great to get a replacement wide receiver, but I don't know if Legette is the guy to truly replace Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle, obviously, speedster, great wide receiver, but everybody's focused on him. So what can you do to get more pass game involved to complement your already awesome run game? We'll see if he can pick up some momentum here. He's on a 2-win streak, so keeping an eye out on Dustin and those Dolphins right now. As far as Jay, he is one of the longest tenured users. He is always consistent. He knows football in and out. Does it always reflect his play and Madden? No, but if you ever want ball knowledge, go to your boy Jay. Unfortunately, that knowledge has not reflected to a great season, but it's early on in the season. He's 3-2. His 2 losses are both against top 10 teams, unfortunately, which doesn't reflect well. But wins against the Giants, who for sure are going to be a playoff team. He's a juggernaut. Even though he's only ranked 16 right now, expect him to finish with 10 plus wins, 100%. The Bengals, again, like I said, former playoff team. Great match there. And then the Panthers, always a good match, divisional game. These two have played each other for years. Formerly, the Panthers user was a Buccaneers user, and the Saints user has Jay. He's been Saints for years. So those two have fought each other in game a handful of times. They know each other. So that's always going to be a good game, regardless of the outcome. Doughboy and the New York Giants. When he's played his games, dominant. Fantastic. His offense, while statistically is not great, he is putting up points. He put up 55 on the Cowboys, 50 on the Eagles, 31 on the Commanders. And then the 2 losses he had were both force wins that he gave out. Whether the first one, the game disconnected and he had to go to a class, and then the second one, just schedules didn't work out. 2 losses there hurts him a bit. I feel like both of those 2 games, he probably would have been putting up another 30 plus points based on the 2 guys he has losses to. Defense, though, keep it going. He's doing great. Offense, we'll see if he can regain his momentum if he isn't going to keep handing out wins. Hopefully he doesn't. As far as Petty, Prince Petty and the New York Jets. Unfortunately, one of those wins is against me and the Vikings with a last-second field goal. Was a little painful to experience, but I digress. 2 losses, though. One against the Bills, who, as we saw, 1-4. Does not look good. But his 3 wins are all against people on, well, not all, but with 2 or more wins. So we'll see if he can keep his 2-game win streak alive going into the Miami game. He did beat Miami week 1, so we'll see if he can have a game like that, beat him twice, get the sweep, and go to 2-1 in the division. Not much else to say. He's middle of the pack, both offensively and defensively, just staying steady. We'll see if he can rack up some more wins. Lick and the Texans. I don't know what really to say other than they are an offensive powerhouse. He is putting up points, lots of points. One of his 2 losses, he put up 59 points and still lost the game. So really, he's doing great if he can lock in his defense a little bit. That run defense, bottom 5 in the league. See if, like Benny, he can try and stack the box a little more, allow his linebackers to make plays on these runs. And, clearly his pass defense is working. So, obviously, who am I to talk? But we'll see if any adjustments get made. And, looking at his schedule, he's got a pretty easy schedule, not gonna lie. So I would be surprised if he is anything less than probably 9 wins. I'd say is about where I'd expect him to be. And the Eagles. The guys who hurt Justin Jefferson, Mr. Mighty Martin. I have a vengeance for this guy, but he's on a 3-game win streak. You can't deny it. His 2 losses came against the Colts and the Giants, both 2 really good teams, so can't fault him for that. And then his wins against the Panthers, again, last year they were a playoff team. This year they're not. The Titans, they're kind of hit or miss. And then me and the Vikings, Justin Jefferson gets hurt. Had he not, who knows, might have been a different game. But again, I digress. He got his win, fair and square. Mr. Quick and Thick, David and the Bears. Now, this is something I did not expect. He is currently winning the NFC North. He was 3rd last season, and most of the time he finishes just under 500. So for him to be at 3-2, and one of those wins is against the Buccaneers, who are currently tied for their top of their division. As far as the other losses, one is against the Lions, who are obviously right above him for that reason, and the other loss is against the Vikings. 2 divisional losses, not ideal early in the season. He's 1-2 in the division. The rest of his divisional schedule is pretty spread out, though, so he's got a little bit of time to keep his steam going, rack up a few more wins before he sees anybody in the division again having to worry about that. And then B-Men, the reigning Super Bowl champion, came out, and I don't know what happened. He is at 2-3. He lost to the Buccaneers, the Cowboys, and the Falcons. All 3 teams, very good teams. They're all playoff teams. They're all going to make deep runs into the playoffs. The wins are where I'm like, yikes. Let's see if he can build up some more wins. He's got 2 what should be fairly easy games coming up against the Packers and the Buffalo Bills. So those should be easy momentum wins for him to regain his footing. See if he can build something in the second half of the season after that. But yeah, the wins currently against the Bears and the Panthers, kind of hard for me to say that he's better than the Bears, but he beat the Bears. And I don't know, most of these teams, I feel like the reigning Super Bowl champion would at least be competitive with. He deserves at least that 11th spot for now. We'll see where he sits after the next few weeks of games. Then, number 10, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Foot Messiah, Will. He, offensive juggernaut every year. His passing is amazing. He's figured out his run game. Now it's just, can he lock in that defense? He's stopping the run. He cannot stop the pass. He is allowing pass yards after pass yards after pass yards, and really stuffing people in the run, but that's his game. He's going to go into a shootout with you and hope he can score more points than you can. And if he does, he's wildly successful. If he doesn't, he loses quite miserably. And I mean, he started out hot, 3-0, beat the Lions, reigning Super Bowl, beat the Vikings, myself, and then beat the Saints. 3 big wins that he could use. All 3 of those teams were highly competitive last season. Then his 2 losses against the Panthers and the Bears. 2 miserable losses. Albeit the Bears, David, he is looking really good so far this year. But that loss against the Panthers again, divisional loss, they've played each other a lot, I get it. But for somebody like Will, who's trying to get back into the playoff run that he was in last year, and he bolstered up that defensive line, he added Andrew Van Ginkel, he already had Micah Parsons and Vita Vea, so that front 4 is insane. It's just, can we get that pass coverage to help that pass rush? And so far, it hasn't. I don't know if it's play calling, if it's scheming, not running enough stunts, what it is, but we'll see if he can turn around a little bit after those 2 losses and pick up a few more wins. Next, we have I am Grim Mossius, the Cowboys. He is starting a rookie at quarterback this year, Mr. Carlos Rodriguez. He is quite the big boy. He's a 6'3", 294-pound quarterback. He should be on the defensive line or offensive line. But, hey, he wanted to play quarterback. He's good enough to play quarterback, and he's putting up 50 points a game right now. 52, 41, and 58 in the last 3 games. Offense is unstoppable right now. As far as that defense, same situation as Will. He's bottom 4 in the defense. He is allowing a lot of points. Right now, he's just lucky enough that his offense is keeping him in these games and pushing him through. So again, we'll see if he can hone in that defense or just keep shooting out with people. And hey, if that works, it works. Then we got Bacon. Bacon. Bacon's 3 wins are all 3 fantastic wins. It's just those 2 losses are so sad losses. He beats the Broncos 4-1, beats the Patriots 4-1. Also, the Patriots was the Super Bowl runner-up. The Broncos, he was the AFC conference runner-up. So those are 2 high-tier teams that are constantly fighting for the top of the AFC. But you lose to the Chiefs, and you lose to the 49ers. Obviously, the 49ers 5-0, having a great season so far. But you win against these high-powered teams, and then you just flop against the Chiefs, for example. Their wins are against bottom 5 teams. Gotta figure out how to not lose composure in those lower tier games. Let yourself play down to your opponent. You don't want to see that, but Bacon in one of his 2 games did that. Elias Papa and the Ravens is up next. He 4-1, obviously. Great start to the season after he finished in second to last in the AFC last year. Was not a good season. He's usually quite up there. But then comes into play who he's beat. The Titans doesn't have a win. The Raiders doesn't have a win. The Bills, only 1 win. And the Saints, who are middle of the pack. So his strengths of schedule wins are not great, especially when you factor in his 1 loss is to a 4-1 team, Bishop and the Falcons. So really, he's playing great. Can he keep this momentum as he starts to play higher tier opponents than just the bottom of the barrel? His offense, top 10, and his defense is top 10. So again, we'll just see if he can ride that momentum against higher tier opponents, and if not, we'll see where he ends up. And then Bishop, the 4-1 Falcons, blowing teams out of the water. 47-21, 49-24, 38-28. I mean, 10-point game. That's not really a blowout. His loss, though, to the 1-4 Packers, 20-44. He gave up 44 points to a 1-4 team. I don't know if he was unprepared. I don't know what his coaches were doing during that week, slacking off. But outside of that, he should easily be sweeping teams the way his offense is. His defense is top 12 right now. Like, he's doing everything he can. It's just that one slip up a game. I don't know. Like I said, coaching came in unprepared. He planned for a better team or planned for a worse team and got upset unexpectedly. It happens. We love Northwoods. The Broncos, T-Cannons. He's good. He's great. I think he's going to make another really good run. He makes a run every season. Him and Jet Jackson, the Patriots, every year are one of the final 4 teams, if not they're at least top 8 teams in the league. He's on a 4-game win streak, lost to Bacon Seahawks in the first game, and hasn't looked back. He put that game behind him and has full sail ahead. He's moved on and is dominating right now. His defense, stifling. Top 2 in the league in points allowed, top 6 in total yards allowed. That run game, it's not great. He's allowing 20th in rush yards allowed. So we'll see if he can tighten that up a little bit. But again, this league is so pass heavy this year that focusing on that pass defense is priority number 1 anyways. So as long as you can stop people in the pass, let them run on you. It could not be any worse for a team, or any better for a team than to be the worst in the run game in this league. Now, we've got Mr. Jet Jackson, the Super Bowl runner-up. He, again, goes into Buffalo, asserts his will on the Bills, then he goes back home to play Seattle. I don't know if they catch him off guard or what, loses a close one there, and since then he hasn't looked back. Stomps over Miami, stomps over the Bills for a second time, and then stomps on the Raiders while he's at it. So, at this point, clear favorite. I think the way his offense is playing, the way his defense is playing, he's number 1 in points allowed at 19 points a game, which sounds high for number 1, but it's true, and he's stopping people, and he's putting up points. Enough points to win, and win big. So we'll see if he can keep this momentum of his offense and defense going. And yeah, I'm very much, if I was a betting guy, I would put my money on Jet Jackson to at least be in the Super Bowl, if not win. Mr. Volsgo and the Colts. Kind of a surprise here. I will admit, I did not expect him to be a 5-0 right now. He's normally a middle of the pack guy. He's an 8, 9, sometimes 10 win team. But starting off hot, he beat the Eagles. He beat the Titans, who again, 0-5. What can you really say about that? I don't know. But a win's a win. Beats the Jets, who are again 3 wins against really good teams. Beats the Bengals in a close game, which is again a really good former playoff team. Beats him. And then the Packers, which if he didn't beat him, I'd almost be concerned, because you're an undefeated team and he's a 1-4 team. As far as statistics, he's about middle of the pack in everything except for points allowed. He's not allowing a lot of points, so that red zone defense is holding strong, and he's scoring points just enough to get over the hump and win games. JB and the 49ers, 5-0 again. Most points, well, second most points on offense per game. He's averaging 46. His first game, 55, 57, 56, 38, and 27. He is putting up points like crazy. But then again, the defense, allowing a lot of points. But really doesn't matter if you're putting up more points than them. Your offense is humming. They are knocking everybody out. Who needs defense? Last but not least, Sir Book and the Cleveland Browns. He is just like the 49ers, blowing teams out. 45 points week 1, 48 points week 2, 35 points week 3, 60 points week 4, and 52 points week 5. He is putting up so many points, teams just can't keep up with him at this point. And it's really all to do with his new rookie quarterback, Mike Reed. Could he be the next Mike Vick? Sir Book thinks so. The man has almost top 5 rushing stats so far through 5 games. He's got 500 yards on the ground, 1,400 in the air. Nobody can stop him. He is what people thought Lamar Jackson was going to be. And if I had, if I was a betting man, Browns, Sir Book, Patriots, Jet Jackson, AFC Championship. That is my bet right now. We'll see what happens, but that is all for the first edition of the Northwoods Madden League Power Rankings here. 5 weeks of games played so far, going into week 6. We'll see you next week for week 7's Power Rankings.